What's going on, guys? This is the first Doubted podcast. I'm excited to get this thing started. It's been a long time coming, but we're finally here. Room's done for the most part. There'll be some changes coming up, but we're excited. We're ready to get going. My name's Dustin Harrington, and I'm co-owner and founder of Doubted Athletes. And this is Ian, and he is co-owner and founder of Athletes as well. And we came up with this dream, and we're following it. And we're going to see where it takes us. But I have two daughters, 5 and 2, and I have a wife, married for 10 years. And my background's kind of crazy, but I played at East Carolina for 3 years and then got drafted in 2010 to the Chicago Cubs. Played for 3 years and then got released. And then I bought a baseball company and started doing that, and then started doing some social media for 5 Star, and here we are. So it's kind of a crazy story. We'll get into it, but just want to introduce myself and want to introduce my partner.
Hey, what's up, guys? Like you said, my name is Ian Petty. I'm 25 years old. I have no kids. I have no wife. I pretty much grew up in baseball. I made it to high school, and I was kind of one of those guys who was D1 or bust. Didn't really want to go out to the middle of nowhere and play. Not saying that's what you guys should do. You should always follow your dream and take it, whatever's, feels right for you. Funny enough, he threw 95 in high school. I didn't throw 95 in high school. He's D1. I didn't go past high school, so it kind of explains itself. Some advice that I think that I could give to you guys and kind of why I'm here is I feel like I have an older brother or 2. I got 2 younger brothers, and I find myself in a lot of positions where I'm having to coach them through things and give them advice to things that I've already gone through and they haven't gone through yet, and kind of teach them how to maneuver different things. And I believe with most of you guys being high school aged, I feel like I'm a very approachable person, and that y'all can come to me, you can ask me questions, and if there's nothing too crazy to ask. And then here recently, I just recently got saved. And that's been an amazing journey for me so far, and it's opened my eyes up to a lot of possibilities, a lot of different things in life, and I definitely think it's something worth sharing and something that you guys should, look into. So,
I think we should get started into why we made Doubted and
For sure.
and the meaning behind it and what our goals are with it. So I'll start with. So when I got a pro ball, I bought a baseball company, and I started a baseball company, and I don't know, it was 5-6 years I was running it, and it was doing well. And I was approached by 5 Star with Andy Burris, 5 Star National, and I ended up making the decision to convert to 5 Star, and it's been a great decision, amazing decision. Andy's a great dude, very passionate, very caring, and took care of us. But so I started doing social media though before Andy. I started with 5 Star Carolina and did social media for them for a couple years, and then really didn't know what I was doing, to be honest with you. But just flew by the seat of my pants and just started learning and stuff. And then Andy wanted me to do, because Ian wasn't in the picture yet, but wanted me to start doing stuff for National. And that was awesome. It was a blessing, and I was excited. So I started doing stuff for National, and then Ian came on board. You can tell how you kind of came on board. It's kind of crazy.
So funny enough, whenever Dustin just first bought the baseball company that we both now own, Heat Baseball, 5 Star Heat, I was on one of his first ever teams. So that's kind of how him and I first met, what was that, 10 years ago now?
At least.
10 years ago now.
Yeah.
I was 14, he was 24. Fast forward a couple more years, I got out of baseball, went off to CVCC for college, and then graduated from there. And then I went to App State University. COVID hit and got sent back home, and I was like, well, I need to make some money. I got, I like nice food and expensive things. I need to make some money. So I was like, my dad was actually like, well, why don't you go hit up Dustin? I'm sure he needs some help at the facility. So I hit up Dustin. I was like, hey, man, got a job, any job openings? He was like, yeah, sure, come on. So I show up. I kind of figure out. I was honestly trying to do too much in the beginning. I was trying to think of all these different things and trying to how to reinvent the wheel, but the wheel needed to be reinvented. But needless to say, that my big ambitions and big ideas, worked really well with him because I worked with him for a couple months and he was like, "Hey man, I got this little gig with 5 Star doing some social media, and I think you'd get a lot out of it." So I was like, "Sure, why not?" So we hit the road, and that's pretty much where all that started. We started just doing 5 Stars social media with just our phones, and we edited everything on our phone, even video. That was atrocious. But
I broke a couple phones doing that.
he broke a couple phones. I luckily have not broken anything quite yet, but may happen. But yeah, it just kind of all snowballed. And that first summer, we just we're looking around at other people, and it was like, I mean, we can kind of drum up some business doing this stuff, and maybe bring it back home, back to North Carolina, and start doing some stuff for some local teams, and it just kind of snowballed from there.
Yeah. So the crazy thing is I actually had a company where I do my lessons. I separated it from my my teams and stuff, the 5 Star Heat stuff, and I had a company, and it was Team DHB, and it's Dustin Harrington Baseball, and that's where I did my lessons and my camps or whatever. So when we started doing the social media, we was like, man, we should do this. It's like, so what are we gonna call it? Because we was already doing stuff for 5 Star, and Andy was like, yeah, it's chill. Like, do whatever you want as long as my stuff's done. Do your thing. And we was like, oh wow, okay, perfect. So he was like, what do we call it? And I was like, I don't know. Like, we can just call it DHB Media. And at the time, I was like, that's, we already had stuff running. So I don't know. It was the only thing we had. We didn't have anything.
That's all we had. And
so we had logos, we had everything. And it was like, well, we'll just roll with that. But at the same time, it's like, man, so we did it for what, 2 years?
Yeah, we did it for about 2-ish years. And I think we got up to a follower count of around close to 8,000. I think we were almost at we were like that 7,900 something, and we just could not bridge over to that 8,000. It was like we hit a wall, we hit a plateau.
Yeah, so we were like, man, we got to switch this up. And like I said, there's some great guys out there that do social media. And honestly, I was like, man, I don't want my name attached to it as far as like a logo, because that's not what I'm about. Like I just didn't. That was just the only thing we had when we started. So we're like, man, what do we call it? What do we call it? So we came up with Doubted, and the reason we came up with Doubted is a really good thing. It's like, I mean, yeah, I had a lot of success growing up. Was gifted, God gifted in all my abilities, and give him the credit for all that. But even the pro guys, even myself at my prime, even Mike Trout, Madison Bumgarner, Derek Jeter, like every one of them were like doubted throughout their whole career. So this doesn't just nitpick.
It's not just the doubt that's external. It's not me looking at you going, hey, you're not good enough.
Yeah.
It's also the self-doubt. Doubted is a two-way road. There's doubt that's being pushed onto you, and then there's internal doubts. I mean, a lot of times, like I'm sure whenever you got done with high school and you went to ECU, stepped on campus, you've never done that before. You never stepped on campus. You never, stepped on a college field and went, oh, well, I've been here before, because you hadn't. So there's a lot of self-doubt that goes into that as well. And there's,
No, I agree. I just think we came up with it, and I was like, man, that applies to everybody from the ages of born to
98 years
till
old.
98 years old. I mean, I just feel like that's a very good platform to be, because it applies to everybody. So that's kind of how we was like, all right, we'll do it. So then we started, the next year we started, and we went back and we changed our name, and everybody's like, oh, y'all are. At first they didn't know who we were. Like,
they had no clue.
Because we just changed our name on social media, our YouTube page, our TikTok,
everything,
our Twitter, everything. We changed it all. And it was definitely kind of nerve-wracking, because we were like, man, I hope this don't mess us up. But it obviously hasn't. It's been a blessing. And it's turned into more things than I ever thought it would turn into.
1,000%.
I mean, it's been a blessing. So now, we just, like I said, we just wanted to do this one to introduce us
to get the ball rolling
and put a face behind the cameras,
for sure,
and the editing and all that stuff, and just talk to you. Like I said, if y'all have any questions or anything, just comment below, and we'll be happy to answer anything y'all got. Going into 2025, we're super excited. We've got a lot of big things coming. We've got a clothing line coming out.
Yep, it's coming, guys. I promise. It's coming.
I promise, guys. We've
coming.
been telling y'all for, I don't know, 8 months now.
Yeah, too long.
We just didn't want to put something out there that was not what we would rock on a daily basis.
Yep. Quality product.
Yeah, definitely a quality product. I've had my wife involved in this, and she has definitely helped me tremendously. Because she's like, nah, that don't look good, or that looks good, or that don't, feel good, or whatever. So I've definitely added a woman's perspective in that, and so we have spent 8 months on this, if not more, on this clothing line, and we're super excited with it. And I actually want to give a shout out to Pictures Only. He has helped us tremendously. On everything. He's been a great help, very selfless, eager to help. So I just wanted to, if y'all hadn't checked out Pictures Only, definitely go check out their gear. It's really good gear. And it's, I rock some too, and I'm not a picture only. So, it's just good gear, man. So we just wanted to add another aspect into our brand, and it be clothing. We're taking pride in it. We're not trying to rush it. And, you can't see around us right now, but there's clothing on shelves all around us.
Yeah, and there's about to be a lot more.
And Thursday we have, 300 hoodies?
300 hoodies, 120 some short sleeve hoodies. We've got all kinds of stuff.
We got all kinds of stuff coming in. We're super excited. Our brand is not just doubted athletes. Like, we take this brand, and this is another thing. And when we were talking about it, it wasn't necessarily like what I'm about to tell you. It was just about athletes. But when you look at the Bible and you look at God and you look at, all these things, he's doubted daily. And so we took that and spun that, because we're both saved. Ian obviously recently was super excited about that. But, we'll get into my salvation later, but mine's kind of crazy too. But I didn't get saved till I was, I don't know, it was 2012 in Daytona, Florida, on the street corner, which was crazy. We'll get into that in another podcast, but we wanted to tie God into our brand in everything we do. We don't want to push it on you. We want to offer it. Because I feel like if you push Christianity on somebody, you're going to turn them away. Ian's a perfect example. I never pushed Christianity on him. I talked about it all the time.
For sure.
But I never told him. I didn't even ask him if he was saved till flipping Friday, last Friday.
Yeah, on the 19th.
December
19th. Last
Friday. So I don't feel like it's something we want to push, but we want to offer. And we want to tell you what what it brings you.
Yeah.
I feel like now that Ian's saved, I feel like he's changed his whole thought process in business, in life, in decisions, and everything. I'm serious. Like, I've known this kid since he was 14, and the changes I've seen in him in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
2 weeks it's been crazy. And it's God's glory by all means, but it's been crazy. And I'm excited for him in the future, because it's changed his perspective on everything. It's definitely a change, and we're excited to have it, and we're excited to move forward in this company. So moving forward, we've got a podcast coming up, and we have super awesome guests coming.
Yeah, we're gonna have everything in between, current athletes, ex-athletes, high school athletes, college athletes. We might even,
Business owners.
We're gonna have people, not only just athletes in general, but we're gonna have people that are, come on here that's gonna be able to give you, solid life advice. Because I feel like that's something that they don't teach you that in school. They don't teach you how to write a check or anything like that. Not saying we're going to teach you how to write a check, but just solid life advice. Because I feel like that's it's easy to get caught up in social media these days and consuming all the wrong things. Not saying ours is particularly the right thing, but I feel like we try to portray a good message in what we're trying to.
I agree. I agree. I think we talk about athletes, but what about the business owner that's created a multi-million-dollar business?
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to have all those on there, and we're super excited because you're not going to learn just baseball, football, basketball, soccer, every sport you can imagine, knowledge of how they've went from ground to up. You're going to learn how business owners went from ground up. And I actually am excited about that because we as business owners, we want to know. Yeah. They say you want to surround yourself with people that are good people, first off, that do the right things. Mm-hmm. And you want to if you surround yourself with people like that, you're going to be successful because it's hard not to.
Yeah, it's that famous quote. I might say I'm not going to say it 100% correct, but it's if you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room.
100%.
You gotta surround yourself with people who are going to challenge you and make you better. And I feel like that's exactly what I did with you.
Yeah. Well, I do it with you now with the with the editing stuff. Yeah. Dude, I did it on my phone. Mm-hmm. Like I'm good on the phone. But you're good on the computer.
Yeah, look at us now. We got these. I
don't even know how to work this stuff. But anyway, so we're super excited to bring this to you. I don't really know when our next podcast is coming out. We have a lot in line. We just wanted to get on here and introduce ourselves, our background, kind of talk a little bit, and kind of let you get to know us. And I will tell you this: either one of us, if you message Doubted with any concerns, anything you're going through, we will message you back.
Yes.
We are here for you. We are not just a company to make money. We don't even make much money off this. We want to do this for you, for your knowledge, to learn. You fill in there.
We're people just like you guys are. We want to be as approachable as possible because I understand how it is being in a place where you're like, I don't really want to talk about this. They're going to think this. They're going to think that. We're not going to judge you. We're not going to try to give you any bad advice. We're here to help you guys. Come with us with any type of concern that you have. If you've got a question, we're going to make it our priority to get back to you guys. We don't want to be that big company where you message them day and night and they never even see it. Right? We want you guys to be able to message us respond to you guys, and just make this a very personable, company and community. We want it to be more of a community, not less of a company, if that makes sense.
I think that's a good thing you said. I really feel, whether it's me or Ian, it's always one of us communicating with y'all, and we'll do better at saying who we are when we communicate, if it's Dustin or whatever. And if you're going through something, man, I promise you, our conversation is between us.
Yes, 1,000%.
And honestly, we'll probably give you our cell number to communicate with us if there's something going on.
Yeah, for sure.
I have no problem with that at all. I'm here to help y'all, and I've already lived my dream as far as my playing dream and all that. Now I'm in the business field with Ian, and it's exciting, but it's new to us, and we're really, honestly, dude, we're flying by the seat of our pants. We really are. And we're only flying by the seat of our pants because we believe in our product, we believe in what we're doing, and we're excited. And back to why we started Doubted. When I was in high school and college, I graduated high school in 2007. and there was no social media, bro. Like, unless you caught it on a cell phone and it was still blurry. I don't even know. I don't even think. I had a flip phone, bro. I had a flip phone.
They had the big camcorders back then because you have a CD of back when you played like high school and stuff.
Yeah. So it was bad. Let me say it's bad. So my grandmother gave me some CDs for Christmas they got made of me from somebody filming on a
It's a big old camcorder.
What's that disc called? The thing? It's like you probably don't know what it is.
No.
Wow. It was like whatever it is, a comment below what it's called. But it looked like it was that big and it went into a hole and you played it on your TV. It was before the CDs. VHS. It was a VHS.
My goodness.
I got VHS tapes of myself, and they had to convert them to CDs.
Mm-hmm.
Well, now I got CDs. Well, I don't even have a CD player
Don't have
now.
a CD player anymore. You just need a little SD card.
I need
or
an
something.
SD card. This is ridiculous. So anyway, that's where I was at. I'm only 36 years old. That's how crazy time's flown.
Yeah.
I can imagine in 10 years. But anyway, what I'm saying is I don't really have much, even at ECU or definitely with the Cubs, and I made it to AA in Tennessee, and I don't really have anything. Nobody was out there taking pictures and videoing. Now, you can't even walk around without 3 or 4 cameras, especially if you're a high draft pick or something. Like, there's cameras everywhere.
Yes.
And I'm sure that's really shocking to some people, with cameras all in their face.
Yeah. But, it's just the new age, man. And really, I mean, more than anything, I think it helps build, media training. If these kids are wanting to make that a whole lot of money in college and NIL deals, they're going to have to be good on a camera.
Yeah.
Because if you're not good on a camera, you might get a few NIL deals, but they're not going to be the ones that you want.
Yeah.
So just being media trained in general is just huge.
I think when he's talking about media, I think that don't fake who you are in the media. Be in the media who you actually are.
Yes.
And because we see that all the time. We see somebody that's not, they act different when the camera comes on.
It's just like being a lukewarm Christian. And what that kind of means is like, your lukewarm Christian is, you could do and say and act like all these different things like a Christian would do in person, but behind closed doors, you're just not that same person.
But at the end of the day, a scout will see through that.
Yes.
And I'm not saying a scout's going to turn you down for your play is your play. Yeah. I mean, your play is your play. You're going to get a scholarship if you're good, no matter what.
Yep.
But at the end of the day, you as a person wants to be a good person.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like I lived a long time and didn't have a relationship with Christ. And at the same time, like I was just like, it's me. And I'll handle this and I'll handle this. And once I got saved, it was like, whew, I can breathe now. It's in his hands. Yes, I have to do my part
1000%.
For sure. But at the same time, it was I have someone that I can talk to. You can always talk to your mom and dad, your sister, your brother, your cousin, your uncle, all those people. But at the same time, there's no one like talking to Jesus. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So I just feel like, there's some things I don't want to talk to my wife about. Yeah. There's some things I don't want to talk to my uncle, my dad, my mom. It's something that I don't want to bother them with. Yeah. It's something little.
And it's a lot better to instead of letting that bottle up inside of you and kind of build and fester, and then it's eventually going to spill over onto other people around you, people that you may even love.
Which you used to do that.
Yeah.
You used to get this guy right here used to be the meanest person around me. And I'm like, dude, you need to chill out. Like he would talk to people. And if anybody's watching this that used to talk to Ian when he first started working at the Heat and was like, man, he's a butthole. Like he's mean. He's not arrogant.
Yeah.
He's just a smart aleck.
Yeah, and it's 1000% true. But it's also it goes back to I was letting it bottle up. I wasn't talking to other people about my problems. And it's if we not have nobody else to talk to, I pray. You know, I sometimes pray 5, 6, 7 times in a day, not because, you know, I need anything big or extravagant. It's just I need to talk to somebody.
You need to chill.
You know, there's a lot of ththings, you know, that you go through in a day, and you're like, oh goodness, this, that, the other. You try to take on the world in one day, you don't have to do that. Just you know, take 2 minutes just to, you know, kind of just relax your body and say a prayer.
Yeah, I agree.
World of difference.
I think it's changed him dramatically, and the guys that will see him this year, obviously Ian goes to more random events than I do because I do lessons full time, and I just cannot get away like he can. He does our paperwork, all the scheduling at the Heat and all that stuff, so he can slip away more than I can for high school games and stuff like that, and. But you will see me at a lot of them. But Ian will be at more events than me. So if you see him, and you've seen him before, and you go talk to him, you'll see a change.
Yeah,
I promise you.
And I'm telling you, if you see us at an event, please come talk to us. We may, if we're filming right there in that second, kind of give us a minute, give us a wave, and we'll wait, get our attention. We'll come over and talk to you, but. Please come talk to us. If we need to sit there in the dugout or wherever in the parking lot and just say a prayer or just talk, you want to get some things off your chest, please do it.
Yeah.
Please do it.
Yeah, we're excited about 2025. We've made crazy jumps in 2024. We're about to hit 15,000. And I know that's not a lot to some people.
Yep.
But that's a lot to us. We started from zero. And we've grinded and grinded and grinded, and we just want to bring a message to y'all that we're, first off, we're here for you, us too. And we're also, we're trying to get material for you. So show us some love if we give material.
Yeah.
That only helps us. That only helps us grow. That only helps us spread the word.
Yeah.
That like helps us grow everything.
Yeah. And to that point, to clarify something real quick, is it's not about the follower count, because we want that support, we want to grow, but the reason we want to grow so bad is we want to spread our message more than anything. It's not about the t-shirt sales, it's not about the YouTube views, it's not about the Instagram views, it's not about any of that. It's about fulfilling our ministry, whether we have 15,000 followers or 700,000 followers. We want to be able to spread this message and make you guys feel comfortable to approach us and just continue to be personable people. We don't want to become corporate robots.
Yeah, dude, I love talking to athletes.
Yeah.
I've been there, done that. I didn't make it to the big leagues, but I was dang sure close. and there's so many things that happen throughout that process, the recruiting process, the pro process, the college process, like all them different things happened, and I can help you. If I can't, here's the thing, if we can't help you in your questions, we'll find someone that can.
For sure.
Preachers, pro scouts, college coaches, and that's another thing. We're going to have college coaches on these podcasts as well. They might not be in our actual podcast room. They might be at their actual stadium.
Yeah, it might be like a Zoom type of deal.
Or at a stadium.
Yeah,
we've talked about to a couple colleges, Clemson and App about actually at their stadium, which would be super cool.
Yes.
So we are very excited about all this stuff. As you can tell, we're getting jacked up about it. But I think that's all we got for tonight, man. If you haven't already, make sure you go follow us, go, subscribe to our YouTube channel if you want to see more of this stuff. Be sure you hit the like button. Please share this to anybody who you think should get to know us or need this type of message in their life. Just go give us a follow on our social medias, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, if you still use that, TikTok, YouTube. It's all, at Doubted Athletes. So, that's about all we got. So I guess till next time, guys. Peace.